Hello, my name is Jennifer Bindle, and this is my speech. Christopher Reeve once said, "A hero is an ordinary individual who finds the strength to persevere and endure in spite of overwhelming obstacles." So what is a hero, you might ask? To me, a hero is not someone who has superpowers or is invincible. It is someone who is able to overcome tough times and keep going. They never give up no matter what. Most of all, a hero is someone who is human. They make mistakes, as do we, and have the same struggles as we do. Louis Zamperini is my hero. He started out an average boy and lived an astonishing life as an Olympic athlete and a prisoner of war survivor. In 2014, the book Unbroken was released into theaters as a motion picture. It was directed by the famous actress Angelina Jolie. Now this is the story of Louis Zamperini, my hero. To understand why he is my hero, I think you should first hear a few of his accomplishments and traumatic experience that he had to endure. Louis Zamperini was born January 26, 1917. He was raised by an Italian immigrant family alongside two sisters and one brother. Louis had a troubled life growing up. He would find himself stealing and fighting until his older brother Pete put him on track, literally. Louis focused his energy on track and field at his local high school, and in 1934 he actually set the national high school mile record, which stood for 20 years. At age 18, Louis tried out for the United States Olympics and actually made the team. At 19 years old, he ran the 5,000-meter race in Berlin, and even though he did not win first place, he did finish 8th, which was first among the Americans. In 1940, Louis graduated from USC and had hoped to join the Summer Olympics in Tokyo, Japan, but unfortunately they did not happen because of the outbreak of World War II. Louis enlisted in the Army Air Corps in 1943 and was stationed in Hawaii. There, Louis and 11 others were put on a rescue mission to find a missing B-25 plane that disappeared over the Central Pacific Ocean. While aboard the Green Hornet, which was a plane that had been stripped of parts to service other planes, the engine gave out and the men crashed into the ocean. Only 4 of the men survived and found safety on a raft. They spent an incredible 47 days out at sea. After the 47-day ordeal, only 2 of the men, including Louis, survived. The men washed upon shore in the Marshall Islands, where they thought they were safe until they were captured by Japanese who had invaded the islands. During the 42 days on that small island that they were captured, the men were beat and were used as lab rats, as they were injected with various substances by Japanese doctors. Zamperini moved from camp to camp, where he was subject to physical and mental abuse. It was at one of these camps where he met Matsuhiro Wananabe, also known as the Bird. The Bird especially picked on Louis because he was an American and an Olympic athlete. The captivity and beatings lasted more than 2 years, in which time the United States military officially pronounced Louis dead. In 1945, at the end of the war, Louis was released and he headed home. Now, post-war life had its highs and lows. In 1947, Louis got married, but he struggled with post-traumatic stress disorder from continual nightmares of the Bird and his time spent in the prison camps. He used alcohol to cope with his post-traumatic stress disorder and found his marriage slipping away. His wife suggested that he see Billy Graham do a sermon. It was at this time where he decided to become a Christian and an inspirational speaker. here we have the Louis Zamperini family. Louis setting the pace for the 5,000-meter Olympic qualifying trials in 1936, the Green Hornet which fell into the ocean, a condolence letter from the president after Louis had disappeared. We have him reuniting with his family in 1945, his marriage to Cynthia, running the torch in 1984 Olympics, and him with actress Angelina Jolie before his death. Louis Zamperini's life story is truly remarkable, and you should now be able to understand why he's my hero. Louis is my hero because he is the definition of resilience and perseverance. Perseverance because no matter what, he never gave up. Even through the mental and physical abuse, and when he suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder and alcoholism, he kept on going. His life was not easy. He's the definition of resilience because in 1950, Louis actually went back to Japan to confront his old guards. It wasn't to spit in their face or abuse them as he had been abused. It was to forgive them. The only one he was not able to forgive face to face was Matsuhiro Watanabe, also known as the Bird, who refused to see him. On Louis's 81st birthday, he held the Olympic torch for the Winter Olympics in Japan. Now I'd like to remind you really fast of the heroic life that Louis Zamperini lived. Louis Zamperini was a troubled boy who became an Olympic athlete and a prisoner of war survivor. He overcame many obstacles throughout his life, including alcoholism and post-traumatic stress disorder. But the one thing about him that I love the most is he never gave up, no matter what. Not only that, but he was able to forgive those who hurt him the most. Louis Zamperini passed away in July of 2014 at 97 years old. He lived his life to the fullest. I'd like to end with one of my favorite quotes by Gandhi. The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. And that is one reason why Louis Zamperini is my hero. Thank you.